Whoa, it was crazy because it was much bigger than I thought, and we have a lot of surprise like this.
So what do you do today? Do you assign your JSM tickets to your agents in a round robin manner? Well, then you should definitely check out today's sponsors app. Resolution's out of office assistance will make sure that tickets are never assigned to agents that are not on duty. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Summer of Atlassian. Today I have Rafael. He is another fellow content creator and someone that just entered my life. And so I wanted to have this quick little chat and get to know Rafael a little bit better. And I really do want to get to know why there's an O in front of your name. So I'm sure we'll get
Yeah,
into that in a second. But thank you very much for being on the show here.
thank you, Alex. It's a pleasure see you again. The first time that you met in person, I just stopped you on the street next to the sphere, say, "Hey, you are Alex from the internet." So cool.
Yeah, no, that Vegas was a blur. And yeah, I do vaguely remember we were all trying to make it to the Sphere, and
Yeah, yeah.
it was a group effort.
But to answer your question, here in Brazil, the guys usually just call me like, "Oh, Rafael, come here. Oh, Rafael, you can resolve this." So I put the "oh" because everybody just call me, "Oh, Rafael." I know that I need to change, but it's
But
funny and it's part
I
for
mean,
my history.
it stands out, right? It stands out. I think it adds a little bit of the culturalness of from where you're from, because as you know, the Atlassian ecosystem is such a global community, and I mean, I would keep it. I think you can definitely build a brand behind it.
Yeah, that's why my wife support me
Oh,
to
Rafael
build
official.
this this t-shirt and the logo. And the logo is a kind of O, right? And
Okay.
each part represent like technology, people, process, innovation, something like that. So that's the big idea and was the sparks to start new things and start to do all that we are doing since to 2021.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask you. So you're new in my world, right? Like I haven't seen you before, but clearly then you've been doing this for a few years. I actually started in 2021 as well. So walk me through what is it you're trying to create? Because and before we get into that, right? At Teams, I thought you guys were the smartest power couple in the room. Walking around with
Yeah.
your QR code on the back of your shirt and stuff. Like it was amazing to see you too, because last year, do you know Nikki Biro? Sorry, Nikki and Biro?
Yeah, from Appfire, right?
Yeah, from Fire, yes. So they were the power couple last year. Those two were walking around everywhere, making a lot of content. But as you know, they had just been acquired by Appfire at the time, and so they were still kind of in this gray area. But this year, I mean, Biro went in a different direction, and just different things, different circumstances, right? But
Mm-hmm.
my wife was at team this year. I don't know if you saw her.
Oh no, will
Yeah.
be a pleasure to meet her.
Yeah, yeah. No, my wife was there, but she was just running around helping me set up the microphones and do little things here. But she wasn't like your wife. Like your wife was with you the time the
Mm-hmm.
whole time. So anyway, so walk me through what is your plan? Like how did you start this? What are you doing? Why are you doing
Yeah,
it?
from the beginning. Since
Yeah.
2015, I start as an intern in a Brazilian consultant of Atlassian. So I start in this new world, just being a Atlassian support engineer, right? Support some people. And after that, I just running into the marketing, the helping people implement Jira. And in 2021, I say, hey, why don't help people with videos and training? Because if I help a lot of people, they can know how we can use it too, how can we improve the process. That's my goal. Just say, hey, we can do better and we can improve together. Just let me show you how the possibilities, right? So that's why I start the channel and start to use LinkedIn as a powerful tool to share my work. And that's it is working. It is working. The what make me happy is just find someone on the street and say, hey, you help me to fix that bug. you help me to understand better the tools and clearly all the
Yeah.
possibilities, right?
Now, are you making content in English or in Portuguese?
Just in Portuguese, because my main goal in the beginning was achieve all the Brazilian and Latin America, right? But after Team 24, I saw that I need to start publishing English too. Also, evaluate if I need to do something in Spanish, right? Because as you said before, Atlassian ecosystem is like
Global.
it is in anywhere,
Yeah.
right? It's global. So, and some why I do this in Portuguese, because most of users here in Brazil is trying to find something in Portuguese, right? We know we already have the translation browser, something like that, but it's much more easy if we just do a video step by step and chat a little bit with the final user, right?
Right, yeah. And so how close are you then with Lamec? Because Lamec's the only Brazilian content creator that I know.
Oh yeah, I never met Lamech before. I am a fan of Lamech because I start working, see their videos. Also Felipe that helps Lamech too, but
Okay.
we are not so close. They are in the other side of Brazil, and now if
Well,
I
they're
am
not
not
even
wrong,
well, Lamec's not even in Brazil anymore. He left.
oh yeah, that yeah. I saw last year Lamech is in kind of Europe,
Spain.
right?
He went to Spain, yeah.
Yeah. So we are not so close anymore. But it will be good if we can do something together.
Yeah, no, he's very collaborative. I just know he definitely monopolized the Brazilian marketplace, right? Like,
Yeah.
I always poke fun at him because he's got like 30,000 subscribers. I'm like, you literally own every Jira person in like Brazil at this point.
That's true. Everything go Jira user.
Well, every Brazilian, well, every Portuguese speaking Jira user is like subscribed to his channel because his videos are only in Portuguese, right? There's no English in his videos, right? So they have to be just Portuguese speaking Jira people that are interested in the Atlassian ecosystem.
Yeah, and that's why I saw an opportunity, because here in Brazil we need more channels talking about technology and show to the new generation what he can do with these tools, with other tools, right? And because here the technology area is very powerful, are
Mhm.
growing, right? And I can't lie, we can make money with this.
Yeah.
So it is
So
important.
so what do you do today? So you got this LinkedIn content YouTube channel that if I understood this correctly, right? And then do you do any consulting or do you help people with Jira problems right now?
Yeah, this moment I'm like a independent consultant. So I have some clients, support package. I do some new implementation, but my focus is the trainings, right? I get some fellas that want to learn about Jira or a specific feature like post functions or automation. And the big consultants here in Brazil don't have, or is very expensive this service, right? So I get these people, I help, and maybe in the future we can do a very big project together, right? So that's make me motivated, because we have a lot of scenarios to work, like HR team, marketing teams, IT teams. So each client has a unique word, you know.
Yeah, so yeah, that makes sense. And so very close to them what I do because I mean I make a lot of content, but my day job is I fix Jira for a living.
Yeah.
Cool. So
That's
so let's talk about Team 24, right? So as we mentioned at the beginning, this is kind of where we met for the first time. Lamac, I don't know if you know this, but he had a baby.
oh yeah, the guys there said me that it is the third, right? The third one.
I don't know the exact number, but he had a baby literally like on or around Team 24, so he didn't want to miss the baby. I'm assuming
Hmm.
it's been over a month since Team, so I'm assuming the baby's here. I haven't seen any posts, but when we were talking before, when we were talking like in March, February, even February, he was telling me that yeah, that he had a due date like the week of Team, so he's like, I'm not missing that for Team. So
Uh,
it was a very very quiet team, or we missed him, right? Last year he was one of the first people that recognized me and actually came to say hi to me.
mhm.
Lamech holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
And also there, the first people that recognized me was Lauren. Maybe it was very
Hmm.
cool see Lauren because I never see her before in person. And after that, meeting Brittany. Do you know Brittany from
Brittany
Trello?
Joyner. Yeah,
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 Brittany Joyner.
yeah.
She's
So
very fun.
so you came. You said you're saying your team first team's 24. What do you think? Like, what was that like? What was that experience like?
Whoa, it was crazy because it was much bigger than I thought, and we have a lot of surprise like this. Mike signed my T-shirts, so say, hey, it's very crazy because the chairman is in front of me, talk with me, sign my T-shirt, and see all how many companies and how many people are different in so many places like Swiss, Germany, Japan, China, and everybody is just in one place, just talk to you about solution, about technology, about you, right? So it's very very cool, and I can't forget the swags because I get some here. I get the cards, poker cards from Atlassian. I get some toys for my
I got
dog.
that. I didn't get the cards, but I got the chew toy. I gave it over
Yeah, this is
to my sister-in-law's doggy.
a very nice one, and all the badges here. So many
You,
things to my collection.
so your wife's involvement with your channel and your brand here. So what does that dynamic look like?
Yeah, my wife support me with the whole part of marketing and planning content and do something new, right? So they look for me and say, hey, you need somebody to help you to planning this. I say, hey, that's you. And we start to work together. She make the logo, she
Right.
make my not my now it's our brand. So we are planning some swags, planning next year how we what we need to change in the channel, the way that we speak with the final client, right? Because these little things make you grow, right? And that's very important.
Right. And
So
what does she think? So I'm assuming she's not from the Atlassian ecosystem.
no, she
So
she
what does
just
she think coming into this conference and looking at the craziness?
because we start to use Jira here inside my home. So it's funny because she's open tickets for me to do something in the house,
Right.
and I start to go with her in Atlassian community events here in Brazil. Say so she starts to know more about the tools, but she's from a marketing area, right? So my wife have own brand about dog toys, right? And I saw what she is doing with their brand, right? And she started to help me, and I say, hey, just come
Just
with
come.
me. Let's work together because together we are powerful, right? A friend of mine told me that team is power, and Atlassian say, is it possible alone? So
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
she's the best person.
And the reason I'm probing, the reason I'm asking, right, is because I start at the beginning, but boy, am I really bad at staying on track with my thoughts. I always derail. But the reason I was bringing it up, right, we're talking about Nikki and Biro being the power couple, you this year being the power couple. Well, my wife supports me significantly as well, right? So she's like my behind the scenes, does everything, like she makes all the videos happen, and she's our co-producer on the Jura Life, and so very very involved, right? But we work from home, right? We're at home all day. We homeschool the kids all day, so the kids are part of the company as well.
Hmm.
So it's always very I get a lot of joy watching another, what I'll call power couple in this Atlassian ecosystem doing this together. Because as you said, like Brittany, you can see Brittany and you can see Rodney, right? And even King Bob, who's on my side, on my producer, right? Where they're alone, right? Like their spouses don't really have anything to do in the Atlassian ecosystem. And so I think it's a tremendous blessing to have a spouse that's also on this journey with you, because it's definitely a lonely journey if you're alone.
Yeah, it is a hard journey because you need to plan, you need to learn something new. And if you have someone from outside, he can bring you new insights, new way to talk about something, right? Just bring you new ideas, and this is very important. And if you are working together, the things going faster and growing, you know. That's
Yeah.
my feeling.
Yeah, that's really cool. I when I saw both of you, I mean, you guys were so obvious that you were together because you're wearing the same shirt, right? And
Yeah.
this the way you guys were together the whole time. Like, my I took my kids. I don't know if you have kids, but I
Not
have.
yet, just a
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. So shelf the kids idea until your whole brand takes off, because I had brought my two kids with us. So part of the problem was my kids were still in school, so my wife was running back and forth to homeschool them and take care of them and feed them and do all the motherly things that are still on her docket, on top of helping support me and running around, right? So definitely take advantage of the fact that you don't have the kid.
Yeah, it's a big challenge. Also, my brother helps me to create these stickers. My
Okay.
brother and my wife. That was cool because for the next year, we need to plan swag things, right? Because it's very useful, like a book, a pencil, something creative, right? Like I show you before, maybe something like that, right? About 3D printers. So it's cool working together with like a team, right?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Like my sister-in-law has kind of gotten involved. My brother-in-law too. I don't know if you know, but I did a 24-hour live stream with the on the Jira Life.
Oh yeah.
Had you heard about that, or you
No,
didn't catch?
I saw something, but I never think that it is related to you.
Yeah, no. So for my birthday, for my 35th birthday, um, I I fell into peer pressure. The Jira guy, who's my
Mm-hmm.
co-host on the Jira Life, and King Bob, right? We were like, hey, we've been wanting to do a 24-hour live stream for forever. Everybody was like flirting with this idea of doing this. I thought it was like the worst idea ever, but enough people kept pressuring us to just do it, do it, do it, and we're like, well, server end of life is coming up, right? Atlassian kills off a very beloved product, um, and um, and yeah, we're like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, that's cool. And can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
And how you divide your life? I mean, like your channel, the Jira Life channel, your work, your house is like a very complexity,
Yeah,
right?
it's a 24-hour affair. I'll tell you that much, right? So I start my day off usually at 5 a.m. Pacific time in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I will do all my work usually in the first 8 hours of the day and just take care of everything. But because like this, I'm having to balance out, like it's literally my day, my quote unquote work day goes from at least 5 in the morning until roughly 5 or 6 p.m. in the afternoon. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a 12 to 13 hour day. And so yeah, so a lot of things happen in those 12, 13, 14 hours every single day. And so yeah, so it's a healthy mix. Like I think I showed you earlier, right? I have a wall of whiteboards right in front of my monitor. So everything that needs to get done goes on there. My wife hates it
Nice.
because she's like, "This is why we have this thing called Jira." I'm like, "You don't have to remind me that I have something called Jira." There's something about being able to walk across, because it helps me like walk away from whatever I'm working on to the whiteboard and then come back and it's like a whole new me. So it works for me. But yeah, so yeah, just balance out the whole thing. And then the kids are homeschooled. So I'll go have breakfast with them. We'll have lunch together and we'll have dinner together. And so it's just like a whole thing. And the kids come in the afternoon or in the evening when they finish school and they help out, right? So my big one's helping out with the channel. The little one does a little things here and there because he's only 7. But the
Uh-huh.
bigger one, he's a teenager. And so he's a lot more involved with, like, we'll talk about it, right? So all of our conversations, like family meetings or dinners and lunches, right, they all revolve around this business that we're creating as a family together. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that I have to balance a whole lot of stuff because it's like it's our life. Like It's
Yeah,
literally who we are at this point.
yeah, and all these details needs to work together to be solid, right? And involve the kids is very important because you are the example, right?
Right. Well, I
That's
figured
cool.
it's like a 2-for-1 special, right? Like I'm showing the kids like the work ethic, right? The hustle, the this is what we're creating, and they see the projections, right? They see the numbers, they see the financial gains. I just paid off my house this on Friday last week, right? So they see that we don't have a mortgage anymore, and they're able to see and experience like what it takes to build something. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, I also, because they're so involved, I don't feel like I'm like, oh, I'm just in the office. I have to go spend time with the kids because like we are spending time with the kids, right? It just so happens that we're like brainwashing our kids to like the stuff we like.
Yeah, maybe the kids can start a vlog channel, talk
that,
about
that
day, talk about travel.
that's
That's
kind of the
awesome.
idea, right? So we have this conversation a lot with my family internally of like, hey, because my wife and I are both engineers, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
both studied at the same school, we studied the same major, we've had the
Awesome.
same careers, right? We've been co-workers since we got married for like 10 well, we've been married for 14 years, but we've been co-workers for like 10 years out of those 14 years, right? Like we've done a lot of things together, very similar. So we worked at the same companies, doing the same things, right? Um, and so my wife and I, we've been like pretty close in things that we care about in our morals and our engineeringness and stuff like that, right? And so our kids are kind of spoiled because my wife and I were engineers, right? We build a lot of stuff, right? Like we problem solve. We bought our new house has a pool. I don't know if you've ever owned a pool before, but it's a whole thing. Like
Yeah,
there's a
you
lot
have
of chemistry.
a lot of things,
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
like
of new gadgets to clean, right?
yeah, it's like a whole process, right? And we're like we're of the mindset that we're engineers, we figure it out. And so we've been out there like taking things apart and learning how they work and making mistakes and expensive mistakes. And but the kids are like they see that, right? They see that energy and that thought process.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest thing we're trying to teach the kids, right? Like critical thinkers in a nutshell. But the problem I have is two problems with my family. Is one, my kids don't know Spanish. Well, I don't teach them our language because our world is so English based, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's challenging when you have a second language and you have to do the world in English. Like my wife and I, we have seen it hurt us more than help us, knowing Spanish, knowing a second language. Like obviously now that I'm in this global world, it helps. Like I can interact with all this like Dizer and all these Spanish speaking Techno4, right? All these Spanish based companies. And it's cool and it's amazing. And I don't regret that I know Spanish. But at the same time, when you're talking to MCB, it's perfect English, right?
Yeah, you need it. You need to watch a video, to read some document, to listen to music and know what the music is saying
Yeah.
to you. So it's very important. Here in Brazil, English it is the second language too. So we need to study and we need to focus on this. And as we saw in Team 24, if you have English, you can talk with everybody anywhere, and you can ask for food, you can ask for drink, you can
Right.
ask for help, you can ask
So
where's the restroom.
if I ever go, because I've tried to watch Lamex videos and I can piece together the Portuguese with my Spanish, but
Hmm.
I wouldn't want to go survive in Brazil with my Spanish.
That's cool. That's cool. But here, do you already have went to Brazil?
No, I've never I don't have a passport. So again, you need to follow us on the Jura life. It's like a whole conversation. I don't have a passport.
Ooh.
I used to have so I used to work for the United States government.
Mm-hmm.
And working for the United States government, I used to have what's called a top secret clearance, which means that the government, the U.S. government, trusts me with secrets for national security, right, keeping our country safe.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, they're not too fond of you leaving the country,
Mm, yeah.
right? Heck, when I had
Got
my
it.
clearance, like these conversations really wouldn't even been possible without me disclosing my involvement with non-U.S. people, right? It's a very stringent, very uh I don't like it. I'm never doing it again. It's very
Mhm.
patriotic if you love that stuff, like it's awesome, but leaving the country is not something that they're very fond of, right? Because when you leave the country, you're at risk.
Yeah,
And so I just
yeah.
never had a passport, right? I just never had one. And then COVID hit. So that was my whole life, right? Like the first 10 years of my career was all defense. And then
Mhm.
COVID hit and everything got shut down. So the last two, like, it's really only the last, since 2022, the last 2 years that I was like, okay, maybe I should get a passport. Because for the first time in my 35-year history, it's like the first time I got to potentially leave the country.
And about when you talk leave the country, I remember the experience that I get in the United States because it was my first time in this year in the United States. I already go to Mexico, Cancun, Chile, right? But the United States is very different because you have a lot of place to walk. Like Grand Canyon, Antelope Canyon was very beautiful. Me and my wife spent a night in Navajo, into the desert, right?
What are
Was
you doing
very
over there?
very crazy because was into a ship wagon, right? And it's not so common, right? During the night, we hear a lot of scarce animal outside, right? It's a very great experience. See
Wait, hold
the
up. You did
sky.
this when you came to team.
Yeah, yeah.
So you
After
went
the
out to the desert.
yeah, we get the car. We go to Arizona, Navajo. We sleep there in the desert, and we go to the Grand Canyon and Antelope Canyon. Was a very big trip. After this, we go to Los Angeles and Santa Monica Pier.
Okay. So I'm from LA. This is where I live.
Yeah. Oh, in LA, we walk through LA. We also go to Anaheim and went to Disney and Universal World.
Okay. So yeah. So Anaheim is. I tell people I live in LA because everybody recognizes LA, but Anaheim is like the city that I'm based out of.
Oh, nice.
I
Oh,
wish I would have known, and I've caught up with you.
it is so much information. But now I know, and in the next year, maybe team will be in Anaheim,
It
right?
is. Yeah. It will be. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a house and a pool to do barbecue,
Yeah.
right?
No. Definitely.
I will save this. This is recorded.
Yeah. No. You are welcome to come. Join the list. I think I'm gonna be hosting quite a few people. We're gonna have fun.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah. No. Next year I'm very excited. I'm telling my wife to help me put together because I think team next year is going to be a different dynamic. Las
Hmm.
Vegas, Las Vegas is known to not be family friendly, right? Las Vegas is a very big adult area.
Yeah,
If
and
you didn't,
dangerous.
if you didn't
Sometimes
catch that when
dangerous.
you were, yeah. There's not a. I mean, there's a lot of stuff for kids, but it's not. It's not synonymous with Vegas. You don't think Vegas and family, right? But
Yeah,
Anaheim is family friendly, right? Because we have the mouse, we have Disney, and Orange County in general, Southern California really is really family oriented, right? Like as you saw, we have Universal Studios, we have Disneyland, and then just like an hour down the road, we have Legoland, and then like another 45 minutes from there, we have SeaWorld, and so the whole coast is full of activities. Also, Cal, there's a lot to do for a family. So I'm telling my wife, I'm like, you should be like coordinating because I suspect that next year more Atlassian folks, right, people that come to the conference, they're gonna bring their families with them to try to make a Disney trip out of this.
yeah, that's true. That was
Right.
our plan because we went to Los Angeles 1 week before the team, right? And we went to SeaWorld, we went to Disney, Universal. We
Right.
know all the family place into the beach. So that's super cool, right? Because you can match the work things with your travel, your vacation.
Yeah. So so I suspect that next year, then a lot more folks are going to be like, you know what, let's bring our spouses with us to either before, like pregame it or postgame it, but do something because we're in the Orange County, right? With again, so much family friendly versus Vegas is a very like, again, adult thing to do, right?
Hmm.
And so I was telling my wife, I'm like, what we should do as a whole, right? One, we know the whole area. I've lived there my entire life, other than 31 months out of my life, I've never lived in Anaheim. But the other 35 years of my life, I've lived there, right? So we know every hotel, we know like all the places to eat, right? All the places to not go and
Yeah.
stuff like that,
It's
right?
important.
But most importantly, I was telling my mom, like, we should figure out like how to like charter a bus so that the spouses whoever doesn't go to the conference that stay behind with the kids, like we should have like a day trip, like each day, like one day can be Disneyland. We have Knott's Berry Farm, right? But like take everybody because we know SoCal, right? Like this is my backyard. And it would
Hmm.
be interesting to like keep the families and the kids like entertained and busy while the parent or parents in your case, right, or my case,
Yeah.
go to the conference, right, and so I thought it'd be interesting to do something like that, or at least maybe make content around it so that people know what to expect when they come out here, because it can be very overwhelming. There's so much to do. You're like, what do I do?
Yeah, that's an important thing because things like Atlassian able us to be close to the family, bring the family to our world, right? And it's not a separate world, right? Like here in São Paulo, sometimes the father just work, and the child and the wife don't know exactly are happening, right? So if you put all together, you can build a big family, right? Because
Yeah.
sometimes you don't know your cousin, but a friend of your work is a kind of a family member, right?
Hmm. Yeah, but we'll see. I'm excited for team next year. I think it's going to be a great event.
Yeah, I'm also, and what you are planning, yeah, what I mean, what you are planning do in the next month to grow your channel, keep the strategy to how can I say, to come to 2025 with a lot of new ideas,
Yeah.
new friends.
So the big thing is the summer of Atlassian, right? So I don't. This is part of that, right? So I kind of mentioned at the beginning. This is part of the summer of Atlassian where for 100 days. So here in the United States, we have a holiday, the last
Hmm.
Monday of May, which would have been
Hmm.
like May 25th or something, and the first Monday of September. These are two critical holidays that we have in the United States: Memorial Day in May and Labor Day in September, right? And so people unofficially, it's the start of the summer, that Memorial Day, and it's
Hmm.
the end of summer, Labor Day, right? Unofficially, not based on the calendar and stuff like that, right? Just from a partying perspective, if you will.
Yeah.
But there's roughly 100 days between those two dates, and so every year for the last 3 years, I set out like a super ambitious goal of just like doing a lot of videos. So every single day between those 100 days, I basically publish something. There's a lot of videos that go out, and so this year I decided to do 45 interviews with people.
Nice. That's cool. That's awesome. This is a kind of a strategy that works very well. I'm planning to do more apps review, for example, because I saw that we have a little piece of the market that want to use the app, but they know how.
Hmm.
So I would like to get a lot of apps and show how to use, and also do a completely course, right? How to install Jira, how you can create your project, how you can pay, and why you pay for Atlassian for this, right? Because I want to transmit a very clear the idea how much it costs, or what part of your process you can save money, right? Because also save money is important.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I think it's very important. We can definitely talk about that, right? So this is interesting because usually I'm the one interviewing, but yeah, I mean this is mutually beneficial, right? So I would say, I think you asked, is it beneficial, right? Like, I'll walk you through my history, right? So
Hmm.
monetizing your channel. How many subscribers do you have right now?
And 104,000. Oh,
Okay,
sorry. Yeah, 104,000.
not that
I
too
I
many, huh?
ju- I just need I just need to get a bunch of hours to keep it to
Ah,
monetize.
okay.
So my channel is not monetized yet because the time that I record the videos, because reviewing my videos is very short. So I need to start to do a very long videos, right?
Yeah. So 1,400.
Yeah,
Okay,
1,400.
104,000
Sorry.
is. Too
Sorry,
many.
sorry.
I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
wait, that's too many.
My
That like,
expectation. Sorry,
yeah,
guys. It is the morning here in Brazil. I just drink one coffee.
yeah, no, no,
My mistake. My mistake.
yeah, yeah, no. I was just like, I had to go look you up because I'm like, wait, that like, I'm like, if you have 100,000, like, you should be helping me.
No, we can work together to achieve this together.
Yeah, no, definitely. So then this is even more critical. What I'm about to say to you is even more critical, right? So the 1,000 subscribers, right? You obviously hit it, awesome. And you mentioned like, hey, we're on our way to the 4,000 watch hours, right? Those 4,000 watch hours are hard to get. Like
Hmm.
that's the challenging part. Like getting 1,000 subs, as you saw, pretty trivial. You got that down. So how do you get 4,000 hours, right? Well, in 2020, I spent a lot of my time studying how to grow a YouTube channel, right?
Hmm.
Because I had been wanting to start a YouTube channel since 2014. I've, I've been wanting to start one for a long time. And so when I started my YouTube channel, again, I'm like, my mom was my first subscriber, right? But then my wife and stuff like that. So very, very small beginnings. But when I got to May of 2022, it was like, okay, so I got the, I'm like, I think I had like 500 or 600 subscribers. So I'm like, I want to get to 1,000, and I probably had like 1,000 watch hours by then, right? It's been 6 months. So I'm like, how in the world do I get those 3,000 hours that I need? So that was the driver behind the first, what I called Summer of Jira. So the one
Hmm.
thing that I did do, right, my first year, I only focused on Jira. There was no Bitbucket, no Confluence, nothing else. It was just Jira videos for one whole year. And my summer of Jira that I did that summer, it was again all the videos back to back to back, 5 videos a week, but a live stream every single week. Because when you
Nice.
do a live stream, you rack up way more hours quicker than
Hmm.
a 5 minute video because the live stream was an hour. And if I had 10 people show up for an hour, right? Well, that was 10 hours. And I did 15 videos, right? And then those kind of go and so it was, I think at one point I had like 30 people in one live stream, right? So those numbers rack up a lot quicker, right? Because think about let me see how many videos or how big is your video, right? Like, so if you have a 2 minute video, how many people don't have to watch a 2 minute video for you to acquire 10 hours worth of watch time? It's a
Yeah,
lot of
take a
views,
lot of
right?
time. It's hard.
versus versus 10 people watch your video for 1 hour. That's 10 hours versus having 10 hours divided by 2 minutes divided by how many people you're going to need, right? It's a lot
Yeah.
more people. So I was like, hey, let me just do live streams and I'll do one a week to stack up those hours. And yeah, it paid off, right? So between doing all the live streams, I basically amassed the 4,000 hours that I needed in just 3 months, as opposed to doing it by 2 to 5 minute videos or 2 to 5 minute
Hmm.
long videos. So that was the driver. That was the whole purpose of the summer of Jira back then, which was literally just to monetize the channel, and it worked because of the aggressive consistentness. Like it just promoted the channel, it put it like ranked it on YouTube and stuff, and people were showing up. People were showing up every single week.
Yeah, and also other big challenge is move the final user from LinkedIn to YouTube, right? In my opinion, because I put the video on LinkedIn, I have so many views, but not everybody stopped to watch the video. They just put some comment, leave the like, or read the my explanation there. So it is something that I'm working on this, and
We
it
should
is.
definitely have follow-up sessions then, right? Because so there's
Mhm.
this whole concept of a funnel, right?
Yeah.
And LinkedIn is uh because of its hyper growth, right? It's a great entry to the funnel.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to have, so what I do is I have a link tree because you only should have one link, right? LinkedIn only allows you to have one link.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a link tree that when you go to it, it shows you everything I got going on, right? And there's a balance, right? There's a balance between building a business and being
Mm-hmm.
authentic, right? And you, it's really delicate to have both. You can't be authentic and people will like connect with you and like who you are as the person that you are
Mm-hmm.
versus also trying to build a business, right? So you gotta like do sponsored content and app reviews and things of that nature, right? So it's a very, very hard thing to balance. I'll tell you that much. But it is possible, right? It is possible to convert your LinkedIn because at the end of the day, people want value. So
Yeah.
if you think about it from the perspective of like, as long as you're giving out value, they're gonna find you, right? And so there's this concept of a super fan. I don't know if you've ever read a Pat Flynn's Super Fan. I
No,
think
not
it might
yet.
be in Portuguese. Yeah. So that book is translated into many languages, so it should be in Portuguese. But this concept of super fans is like you don't need a lot of people to support you. You just need 1,000 true super fans that are gonna buy your stuff, right? And so the idea is to create so much valuable stuff for free, which is what you're doing on LinkedIn, and eventually you'll
Mhm.
have enough conversion of folks that are gonna like buy into the O Rafael brand, right? They're gonna just love the things that you do. They're gonna love who you are. I would even bring in your wife and a lot more into these things, right? So that there's like this dynamic of a couple, right? Because sometimes people are going to get bored of seeing your face too,
Yeah.
right? And so since you have this thing with your wife, I would really like toggle the two, right? And maybe have her do like another
Mhm.
video a month or something. But anyways, the LinkedIn, right? That conversion, right? Just giving enough value, piquing enough curiosity, people are gonna go click on that link, and then they're gonna go, "Oh, he's got a YouTube channel. I gotta go subscribe to that. Oh, he's got a newsletter or whatever you're doing." And but you just have to give away everything for free. Is what I've learned.
Yeah, that's important. Also, some works that I did in the past for free, like create a little portal, implement a Confluence page and space in a company, and it's good because that guy remember you that you help, and the company grows now, and
Yeah.
now he can pay for this and help you too, and also recommend you to other guys. That's the big goal, because you can see so many guys on the internet, but if you have a recommendation, it's much more important, right? And in
Right.
my
Yeah.
opinion, makes you more happy.
Well, so it's a two for one though, right? Because yes, people that you've good faith, right? We call it good faith. I don't know what it translates into Portuguese, right? But if you're a good person, people want
Hmm.
to work with you, right? If you are a genuinely like honest person. That's one thing, right? And in the videos, right? This is why I love these interviews because people that are gonna watch these interviews, they're seeing a side of me that they don't get to see when I'm making the video, which is why I have the Jira Life, right? The Jira Life, you get to see who we are as
Hmm.
individuals, as people, as the content creators, right? Versus when you see Rodney's blog post, you can get a little bit from the tone. It's a little bit harder from the tone because it's written, and so it's harder to know who is the Jira guy, right? When you
Yeah.
watch my videos, you can get a little bit too because I'll sneak in like, don't do this because this is not a good idea, or I really like this, right? So people get to see what I like. But when you come to the Jira life, like it's personal. It's not just us talking about Jira or Atlassian, but it's you getting to know who we are as the creators that we are, right? So I think that part's important because it establishes those trusts with potential vendors or clients, right? A lot of the sponsors that we have today is because they see the I can never pronounce this word, authenticity of who we are as a human,
Yeah.
as a person, right? That's important.
Yeah.
But the second part is because the sheer volume of your videos, right? People will find and come to, especially since you can, it's really easy for you to monopolize the Portuguese market. There's only two of you,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? And Lamech is not putting any effort into his YouTube channel right now. So if I was in your position, I would take advantage of the fact that Lamech is dormant and not prioritizing his YouTube channel to aggressively outgrow him and take.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say takes is a strong word, but you know,
Yeah,
capture
but
his 30,000 subscribers to you, right? Because
mhm.
there's obviously a need and a want, but Lamech is posting a video maybe once a month, maybe every other month, and you
Mhm.
can't grow. You can't grow that channel, but you can aggressively grow it if this is what you want, right? But yeah, so people will find you from that perspective, and because they'll trust you in the Portuguese market, then that clientele is yours for the taking because they'll trust you because of your videos.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. And also, keep in mind, doing some free trainings brings me new Atlassian users, right? So we create a new uh, uh, a new members. So that's cool. It is much more difficult, but it's work. And this guy stay with you for a long time. You know,
Yeah.
so I have some guys that watching watched my first video and keep watching all my videos and talk to me, send me message, right? That's super cool.
Well, there's two ways to look at this too, right? So I just finished reading a book on this. The way we're doing it is the most painful way to do it. Because you have to grow a brand, you have to grow a business out of nothing, and people, you have to create. It's my quote of the year. I watched this guy Alex Hermosi. He's based out of Las Vegas, um, and he has this quote for the year: "Volume negates luck." In other words, the more you do, the less lucky you are because you get good, right? It's a skill that you're gonna grow because you're putting in so many repetitions. You do it over and over and over and over, right? Versus somebody that makes like 5 videos a year, if one of them pops, they got lucky. But
Yeah, that's true.
if you put out 500 videos and one of them does well, then you didn't get lucky. It was just you put 500 videos,
Yeah,
right?
and get the right shot.
Right, yeah. So that's my kind of my operating procedure for the rest of the year is like volume negates luck, which is why you're seeing so many videos coming out of my channel here. But the point I was trying to make though, right, is that volume will eventually get you people, and those people, some of them, right, a percentage of them will be interested in who you are, and then you need to have a path for them, right? You
Hmm.
need to go, okay, so now that you saw this video, now that you got value, what's next for you? So let me show you over here. Right? So
Yeah.
if I go back to your channel, right, I'm going into your LinkedIn. So you're sending me to LinkedIn, and you got to ask yourself, why are you sending me as a viewer from YouTube to your LinkedIn? And if I'm in your LinkedIn, why are you sending me to your JSM portal? Right? So you have to figure out like what is the end game for you, right? Like where do you want the
Hmm.
people to go? Because they're only, if you get lucky, they're gonna click on the one link. So you got to
Right.
make it count. They won't click on the two. They won't go skip into LinkedIn to go to the portal. So you
Hmm.
got to figure out like how do you give them the best value, right? And in fact, I wouldn't even send them to your portal unless you're giving things away, right? I
Right.
think
That's a
again,
good point.
going
I.
down this path would be like I would send them to a free course or I would send them to a free
Hmm.
something, right? That you own, because what you want to do is you want to collect the email. You want to capture an email. So if you're going to send them to a portal, then give them something in the portal. I'm looking at your portal.
Yeah,
It's in
they need
Portuguese.
to log in. Yeah.
It's in Portuguese. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
is in Portuguese.
Yeah,
But basically, you can ask for help or ask for some documentation,
but you want to be
reports.
careful. You
But
want to be careful because right now when you're small, awesome, it'll work. You'll feel really
mhm,
good. But when you have like me, like almost 20,000 subscribers, like that's a lot of noise,
yeah, it can be
right?
crazy. Could be crazy.
Yeah, so that's why, like, if I had to do it all over again, I would do it the way I'm doing it right now, which is I have a paywall because I used to have 15 minutes for free.
Hmm.
Right? I'm like, hey, you want to chat? I got 15 minutes for free. But in January, Atlassian sponsored me in big air quote. There was no financial monetary exchange, but it was just like Atlassian promoted one of my videos to the world, and I was doing a live stream. I don't know if you've seen the instructor led live streams that we do. They were mentioned at Team, right? Remember when we were in that Tuesday session? They
Yeah,
mentioned the live
I
stream.
saw on the recorders.
Yeah. So we there's like maybe 10 content creators. We do live trainings on Atlassian's behalf. So it's like a
Hmm.
1 hour live stream that Atlassian promotes. They spend ad money promoting these courses so that people show up. So when I signed up for the first one, I had like over 1,000 people signed up. And can you imagine if every single one of those 1,000 people like
Open a
after
ticket.
15 minutes, right?
Oh.
So that's why I'm like, that's why you want to be careful, right? The better bet is for you to give away for free, capture the email. So then you own that email. So now if Jira goes away, if YouTube goes away, you still have that person. And two, they're still getting more value from you, right? They're
Hmm.
still getting their, and then now when you're ready, you can go, hey, I'm offering this. If you're interested, buy it.
Yeah,
Right?
that's all. I already take note.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
because
a
again,
awesome
it's
tip.
easy. Yeah, it's easy right now when you're little because again, you're so focused on growth
Hmm.
that you forget that there will be a moment when you do grow, but you're held accountable for all the promises you made today.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also, answer all users, look all the emails, all the
Yeah.
countries, maybe different language. Well,
Which is why again, take advantage of the fact that it's you and your wife because together you could maybe do more, but it's still not scalable, right? Like
hmm.
especially again, like fast forward to like a year or two when you're at my level, it'll overwhelm the heck out of you. I don't read a single comment in Jira right now or on my YouTube videos at all.
Yeah. And I saw that you have like a kind of store in your channel, right?
I do,
You
right.
sell t-shirt couples.
Yeah, so you should definitely do one, right? Like I have like I don't know that this one's actually on the store. This one's like a one-on-one. But yeah, I have like my own merch store, which so let me walk you through I know we're running out of time. So let me kind of walk you through the funnel that I've created, right? So
Hmm.
the summer of Jira is the entry points for stuff, right? And my LinkedIn, because I get a lot of impressions on LinkedIn, like usually like 50,000 a month or something like that. It's a lot of impressions on LinkedIn. And so the idea that I've got going on right now, and it's like a one, two, three, four, five, like a 6-step funnel, right? And so it all starts with this live training that I'm
Hmm.
doing for Atlassian, right? So in the live training, I walk people. Um, I do basically a 1/10 of the course for free, right? And I walk in 1 hour, I'll walk you through in depth through 1/10 of a bigger course. But I don't skimp out. Like I don't go, oh, if you want to see how to add the status, you got to go watch the video, right? Like, or you got to go pay for the course, right? Like I show you how to add the status for free, right? I only show you how to like add statuses to workflows, but I show you the whole end to end. I don't leave anything out because then you don't feel like you're being sold and you don't feel like you're being conned because you got the value. You learned how to do something end to end. That's very critical as you're developing your stuff, right? Don't do like I'll show you the first 5 steps and then you have to pay for the last five because the people are not going to like that. You have to
Hmm.
show them the whole 10 steps and then go, if you want to learn how to do something else, go look at the course. But they
Yeah,
got the full 10 steps. So they know that they can trust you. They know that there's value and then they know that they got the thoroughness of it.
it build
And
trust with the customer, right? That's
yeah,
important.
very, very important, right? It's you don't want them to walk in out feeling like, I didn't, this was just a sales pitch.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want them feeling like that. So you want them walking out like, wow, I can't believe this was free. Right? That's the emotion you're trying to do. So what I got going on for this summer, we're actually going live with it on tomorrow, Wednesday, June 12th. But by the time you see this, it'll probably be like the previous week, right? But I'm
Mhm.
doing 15 live streams. I don't have enough fingers. 15 live
It's a lot
streams.
of.
Yeah, 15 live streams every Wednesday and each one's going to be a dedicated topic, like getting started with Confluence, getting started with Jira, getting started with Jira Admin, right? And then for each one of these courses, I have a 4 to 8 hour training on Udemy for like $20, right? So you take the 1 hour course, you're going to get a lot of thoroughness in that 1 hour course. And then at the end, I go, hey, this is just an hour. Here's the rest for like $20. You get a discount because you took this course. Here's your discount for Udemy.
Perfect.
When they finish the Udemy course, at the end of the Udemy course, like, hey, you just finished this. I bet you have a lot of questions. I teach this class live on Zoom. You can ask me those questions. But now it's not $20. Now it's like $500, right? Because now they're paying. But now because they took the full course, they go, okay, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. I got a lot of, again, I can't believe I got all this value for $20.
Hmm.
Imagine what I'm going to get now for $500, right? And so
That's
when
the
I,
idea. This structure is very complete because you start small and the user grow and you continue selling new things and delivery value, right?
yeah, but it's unto them, right? I just make it available. It's up to them, and I give them so much value at each step that they
Hmm.
logically are going to go, I want it, versus like I'm selling it to them. It's
True,
very
that's true.
different, right? It's very, very different. Like think of major brands like Chanel and Louis Vuitton. They don't run advertisements because they don't have to tell it to you want a Louis Vuitton, right?
Yeah.
You versus buying a purse from somebody else, like I have to sell it to you because you don't know who it is or who I am. But anyways, so the funnel from the course, once you do the course, right, you're gonna learn, hey, this stuff's actually harder than I thought it was, right? Like now I know what it is, now I know how to do it, but I don't have time for this and I don't know, like it's still hard. So at the end of the course, I go, if you want my help, here's my package. And it's like a big package, right? It's like $10,000, right? So now I went from 500 to $10,000. But the pitch is like tell your company for $10,000, right? And so now,
Mhm.
but now I'll get the $10,000 one. And so I need like a couple of those a year to survive, right? And so that's kind of like the hops, right? So it's like you go from like I taught you how to do it, you can go do it now. You have everything you need, or
Mhm.
hire me to do it for you because you know it's hard. Because now you know how hard it is. So I
Yeah.
just taught it to you.
And keep it running is also a little bit hard, and be creative, be authentic. Like I love ride a bike. Maybe I need to insert this and show to the
You
guys,
should, yeah. That this
right?
is why I take so much pride in my background, right? Like people see the Master Chief, they know I love Halo, they know I love
And
Xbox. So it
yeah, the
empathizes with
Halo
people.
helmet is awesome.
Yeah. So it builds again that little personalization. So very, very powerful stuff here. But yeah, so we're running out of time. I want to just, I'm very happy I got to meet you. I'm sad that I didn't get to spend enough time with you. But teams was definitely not. I wish I would have known. Like I wish we would what we should do for team next year is like we should put everybody's like pregame, postgame plans so that we
Hmm.
can like hang out because I don't know if you heard Techno 4, they went to the Grand Canyon as well.
Yeah, I saw the pictures,
Yeah,
and
so it would have been cool to go as a group.
yeah, they matched David there. David, it is my friend from Switzerland,
Mhm.
and I don't know. We can go together. We can do something together. We can go to the parties. So it's
Yeah,
cool.
so I think we need more like content creator collaboration or communication so that we can
Hmm.
be more places together because team is cool. Like I love team and you were spoiled. You came to team as a content creator or as a champion, right? That we are now. I went to team in 23 as just an attendee. It is a
Hmm.
much different experience as an attendee than as a creator because you got access to all the events,
Yeah.
right? Normal people don't get to go have dinner with MCB and get his signature.
And yeah, I know that it is a mistake, but I keep this.
No, I kept mine. I have like three of mine.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw so many guys just throwing
Tossing
the
back in.
box.
I
They
don't know.
say, "Hey, no, this is unique. This is
This is
very
your
important."
souvenir, man. Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
sorry, Atlassian, but it is another swag.
yeah, no, that was my souvenir.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
cool.
Well,
So,
thank you very
Alex,
much.
thank you for your help. Was very cool. If you
Yeah, if
need,
you ever just
just
want to
send me a
chat, let me
message.
know. I've been I've been trying to put together, I just haven't had any time, but I've been trying to put together like a, a meeting for the creators to
Mm-hmm.
mentor each other, right? To like review each other's videos, the thumbnails, the titles, ideas, collaborations, because Mr. Beast doesn't do this alone. Mr. Beast has a team,
Yeah,
right? And it's
a
it's
very
not
huge.
very effective for us to be alone, which is really what I was hoping the creator programs would be, but it's not there yet, right? So we really need like a content house where we come in once a week for like an hour and we just talk about like here's what I'm working on this week. What do you guys think? Or what are you guys working on? Or what tips do you have? Right? Because I'm in a different place in my timeline that you are where I was like 2 years ago. So it's for your advantage to kind of figure out which path did I take so you can get there because then you don't have to wait 2 years, right? You can get there by Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
right? But again, we don't have that in our community right now. And I think it'd be really important because there's people that like Lamech is 20,000 subscribers in front of me, right? So I'm like, so what are you doing that I need to be doing, right? So we gotta like help each other out to keep growing.
And we know that a lot of creators have a company too, or have a product, and how we can work together to just get bigger. right?
Yeah.
But that's it. Thank you, Alex. I'm so
Right. Thank
happy
you so much.
to talk
Appreciate
with
it.
you.
Yep.
See you
Thank you to
later.
everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. This was an interesting conversation. Remember, today's sponsor is Resolutions Out of Office Assistant. Stop doing round robin assignments for your agents when they're on PTO and have the app automatically do the assignments for you.